لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحبه لنفسه. None of you truly believe until he wants for his brother what he wants for himself. Some people are comfortable to sit and watch another believer struggle simply because they feel they struggle through life. I made it. I'm here now. This is an incorrect way of thinking. Your struggle didn't build your character, except it was by the tawfiq of Allah. You did nothing. Allah removed it from you. Allah allowed you to come out of those low pits that you were in, where you feel like you were about to probably end your life. He brought you out of it and allowed you to see ease. That's from the tawfiq of Allah Ta'ala. Allah knows the true wisdom why. We must be careful with being astonished with ourselves, because a lot of us are. We're amazed at ourselves. We're astonished at ourselves. We have self-amazement. We are amazed with our accomplishment. We are amazed at our accomplishments and harsh on people who we feel are beneath us. Brother, you sin in the dark. You know, and Allah is full aware and knowledgeable, and you're knowledgeable of yourself, of what you do when the people aren't looking at you, when you're behind the computer screen. You know what you do in the dark, and Allah knows more than you. Sisters, the same. Sister, you sin in the dark. You know what you do in the dark when no one is looking except Allah, His angels, and you are knowledgeable about yourself also. Allah knows you backbite. Allah knows whose toes you stepped on to accomplish these goals for a life that will vanish. I just got word, just news the other day of somebody I know, financially stable, out of nowhere collapsed, has properties, financial stability to the utmost. Just had a stroke out of nowhere. See, Allah will humble us. We become so thinking we looking down upon people. I'm up here on this high pedestal, and you don't know where that Tesla come from. To humble you. So Allah knows the toes you stepped on to accomplish these goals for a life that will vanish. Are you sure your comfort isn't temporary mercy for the dunya as a torment that awaits you in the hereafter? May Allah protect us and protect the believers. We must change our way of thinking. True wealth begins with proper ilm and implementation of the religion. Truly understanding why you exist and having commitment of the heart and being sincere. And knowing that Allah Ta'ala, perhaps you detest the thing and Allah knows it's good for you, as we know the ayat in the book of Allah. And perhaps you love a thing and it is not good for you, whereas Allah knows what you know not. These are the affairs we have to ponder on. We don't glorify struggle where we want and see. We look at people who are struggling and just sit back because we have issues. Because someone I can peep and see, they potentially can outdo me. So I'm not going to do nothing to help them. Let them struggle. Issues, problems, warped way of thinking. Not realizing maybe that person can take the dawah to another level. And you get the reward for facilitating it for them. The issues and the control issues and the problems that we don't want to rid ourselves of these sicknesses. Some of us hate to help one another. We don't share networks, opportunities, benefits, or anything that can help our brothers and sisters move forward. Where Allah Ta'ala says, Al-mu'minun wal-mu'minat ba'duhum awliya'u ba'd. The believers and from the brothers and sisters, from the men and female, are aiders and protectors of one another. And if we don't aid and protect ourselves, Who will? We want to count on the enemies of Allah to aid us? We don't share networks, opportunities, benefits because of issues. Anything that can help our brothers and sisters move forward. Our trust issues and our control issues make us feel this behavior is acceptable. Rather, this is far from the behavior of the Muslim who truly applies the text that I just opened up the khutbah with. That's the reason why I said, do we truly apply these texts even though we quote it and say it and we've known it as Muslims for years? This is now requires from us self-evaluation again. May Allah Ta'ala aid us. This is how our mentality is, and we have to change it immediately. Everyone around the world is seeing people drop like flies. Every single day I hear something happening to someone or some of our brothers that are close to us. Every day, without an exception. Our mentality, we're not changing and taking it as a wake-up call to hasten towards changing ourselves and our mentality and our way of thinking that is warped because we got issues from the past or issues when now, the adults, have issues when we are children. And we bringing it to the religion with us. Not realizing Salafiyya does not accept that way of thinking. It's not acceptable. You'll find that our mentality, what we're supposed to have, I want you to eat what I eat. Because I want for you what I want for myself. As long as you like it and it's good for you. No, how we are, I take care and look after myself, and I look after my kingdom. It was in my realm. It goes on with it helps me, helps myself. I'm not sure eating organic grass, halal-fed beef in my house. Then you bring your family processed turkey, hot dogs, and canned beans, telling them you need to be grateful. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. While you know that's unhealthy, hey, you need to be grateful. I fed you something. I gave you. I provided for you. Really? SubhanAllah. Where do we get this behavior from? Quran and Sunnah? Is that where it comes from? Or from hellfire Jahiliyyah and from the inhabitants of hell, from their mentality? Which one? Ask yourself. You don't give the believers your trash. Or what you think is low, here, take that. That's how I look at you anyway. Take this here, take this little garbage. But I'm going to take care of myself, make sure I'm good. It's better for you to be generous and kind. Understanding that sadaqah is the extinguisher of the hellfire, as we know. That the sadaqah tutfi'u an ahliha harra al-qubur. As the Prophet ﷺ mentioned. وَإِنَّمَا يَسْتَظِلُّ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ وَإِنَّمَا يَسْتَظِلُّ الْمُؤْمِنِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ بِصَدَقَتِهِ. Verily, sadaqah extinguishes from the inhabitants of the grave, or from the one who's dead in the grave, it's hot or it's heat. And verily, the mu'min will seek shade on the day of resurrection by his charity.